Hello everyone. This is a very difficult video for me to do, and I'm actually a bit heartbroken by doing this video. But I feel compelled to do it because I feel that we really need to tell the truth and to face facts as to what really happened in the course of American history in order for us as a nation to move forward. So for the sake of truth, and for the sake of clarity, I feel the need to do this video. Now, by the title, the question is, what is wrong with Juneteenth? And I've been keeping up with current events. And Congress was very quick in passing the bill to make Juneteenth a holiday. And I would like to quote one of the members of the House, Brenda Lawrence. She mentioned, "I want to say to my white colleagues on the other side, getting your independence from being enslaved in a country is different from a country getting independence to rule themselves. We have a responsibility to teach every generation of Black and white Americans the pride of a people who have suffered, endured, and succeeded in these United States of America despite slavery." And I just want to add to that so do I believe that we need a day, a federal holiday, to reflect on that? Yes, we do. But June 19th is the wrong date. So the question is, well, Monique, what do you think is the right date for the federal holiday? What does history have to say about all this? And when I reread the history of slavery and what happened during the Civil War, let's go back to Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so according to history, okay, this is factual, Lincoln issued his preliminary Emancipation Proclamation on September 22nd, 1862. And he wrote his final Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. Now, did that free all the slaves? No. His Emancipation Proclamation freed 3.5 million out of 4 million slaves that were currently living in the United States. Now, it's not until June 19th, 1865, 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, that slaves in Texas found out that they were free. Now, here's the thing. There were newspapers at that time. And so I am sure when he wrote the Emancipation Proclamation, a lot of people knew. Okay, the newspapers probably printed it out. And Frederick Douglass knew when slaves were free. So the problem with Juneteenth is here you have a group of slaves located in Texas. They are one of the last groups of slaves to know that they are free. Why? Because we're talking about a people who were not allowed to learn how to read and write. And therefore, even if they printed in the newspapers, they don't know how to read and write. And so white folks at that time took advantage of their lack of education. And instead of telling them the truth, that they are free, they allowed them to live their lives as if nothing happened. And so to use that date as a holiday on a national level, to me, it just doesn't seem right. Now, it seems right in the state of Texas, but it doesn't seem right on a national level. Furthermore, a few states waited until the 13th Amendment was ratified to free the rest of the slaves. Delaware and Kentucky were the last two states to free their slaves. And they waited until the 13th Amendment which was in December of 1865. So the slaves in Texas were not even the last group of slaves to be freed. The last group of slaves to be freed were in Delaware and Kentucky, and they were not free until December, another 6 months later. So on a national level, when should Emancipation Day be? When should we have a federal holiday? The federal holiday should be September 22nd. Okay, it should be the date that Abraham Lincoln wrote the Emancipation Proclamation. Now, I mentioned Frederick Douglass, and I want to quote what he said when Abraham Lincoln wrote the Emancipation Proclamation. He said, and I quote, "I shall never forget that memorable night when in a distant city I waited and watched at a public meeting with 3,000 others no less anxious than myself for the word of deliverance which we have heard read today. Nor shall I ever forget the outburst of joy and thanksgiving that rent the air when the lightning brought to us the Emancipation Proclamation." So we need an Emancipation Day. We need another holiday besides July 4th. But if we really want to be honest with ourselves and to face facts and to tell ourselves the truth, Emancipation Day, the National Independence Day, should not be Juneteenth. It should be the 22nd of September. Now, when we talk about reparations, this is not what I had in mind. We still need grants and financial help to help Black-owned businesses thrive. We still need to forgive the student loan debt. We still need to teach the 1619 project in schools. Certain states are not even allowed to teach the 1619 project. We need that in schools. We also need other things. But most importantly, we need scholarships, student loan forgiveness. We need fair treatment in terms of buying a house so that the American dream can be resurrected, because quite frankly, the American dream is dead. So we really need to resurrect the American dream so that Black folks can have a window of opportunity to own their own home. And we need scholarship, grants and funds so that we're able to start Black-owned businesses, so that Black folks have an opportunity to build generational wealth. This is what we need when we're talking about reparations. So we gotta do better. We really do. And the first step in doing better is to tell the truth. And to tell the truth about the past, so that we know where we're going, so that we have a direction. If you don't know your past, okay, then you can't move forward. And as long as you have gripes and resentments, you can't move forward either. So we need to tell the truth. We really do. So thank you, everyone, and happy Juneteenth.